So I thought today what we'd do is follow Broadway down to I-25, where it crosses a few miles to the south, and then I'll turn around and ride the trail back north. But as you can see, we're at the beginning of Broadway here, and we're going to do that. Hopefully it won't be any problems. There we go. Oh, gotta get that up. Get it locked in. And there we go. So today is Saturday. Let me look at my watch. Today is Saturday, August 23rd. Hey puppies, what's up? And yesterday I didn't get a ride in. I had plans with a friend. I had found out over here in Golden, Colorado, there is a quilt museum. Well, this particular friend of mine happens to be one of those people who likes to sew for some reason. And she's done some quilting. So I was like, hey, do you want to go to the quilt museum? I have access to tickets. And she said, sure. And we went to that. Now, it's called the Rocky Mountain Quilt Museum. It's in Golden. It's not too far from where, it's maybe 8 miles from where I'm at right now. But I was expecting it to be a museum of quilting. Like, a history of quilting. Here's some quilts from, the 16th century. Here are some quilts from the 17th century, 18th, 20th, whatever. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting maybe showcasing some equipment that they were working on, or that quilters used, from early needles to... It is 10:40 in the morning, and that dude's doing shots. Early needles to early machines to, modern machines to industrial machines, something like that. Here are techniques that were used when quilts were put together by hand. Here's techniques that were used at the beginning of the industrial age. Here are techniques that are used today by both large-scale manufacturers and individual, small producers or home quilters. It had none of that. Ooh, look at all that garbage. It was less a museum and more an art display. So they had 2 rooms. Neither one of them was overly large, but they had 2 rooms. Oh, it looks like a house up there at the top of this building off to the left. I'm going to turn the camera here in a second. Yeah, looks like somebody lives at the top. Got some plants and open doors like they're getting fresh air. Don't get me wrong, if I owned that building, I'd probably do the same thing. But I don't own that building. Oh, and look at this artwork over here on this building. Look at this. It's kind of cool. Since we're still waiting on the light. Oh, there's the light, but there's some art right there too. So yeah, it had 2 rooms. Granted, one room was twice the size of the other, maybe even 3 times the size of the other. But the first room was a guy who apparently started quilting, in 1991. I think the story went that, he had inherited a sewing machine. He wanted to make a country western style shirt. He was unable to, oh wow, a whole mattress. He was unable to make a country western style shirt, so he decided instead to quilt. And then he became addicted and started, quilting. They had his first quilt there, the very first one that he made in 1991, and then some of his most recent stuff, and some stuff in between. And, you could tell that his technique and everything improved significantly, which is, which one would hope. But that he used different kinds of patterns and threads, and he would create his own patterns, and he even got into the point where he started dyeing his own materials because he wanted certain colors, etc. Which is great. I mean, I love it. But I told the staff there, I said, yeah, this place is more like an art show and less like a museum of quilting. Because I said something almost entirely to that effect. Something like, I expected to see a history of quilting, not just showcasing modern quilting as art. That I would expect to see in an art museum. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was a little, I mean, it was $12 to get in for, the hour we were there, and we wasted some time to try and make it. I'm gonna go. I don't know if anybody's telling me I can't, but I'm going to. So yeah, I mean, this one guy, because there were two shows, the one guy, and then there was a woman who liked to do, I guess she takes photographs and quilts the photographs onto, as giant quilts. I liked his stuff a little bit better because he had more vibrant colors and more creativity. She literally just took pictures of like lions and penguins and stuff. Oh, I'm gonna go. Sorry, there was a car coming and I couldn't tell if it wanted to turn or not. I am so sorry, dude. Yeah, I didn't realize this fence was here, and you're gonna have to let me squeeze past so you guys don't have to get off the sidewalk. Sorry. Yeah, because there's no bike lane on the road there, and this is Broadway here is a very busy artery in downtown Denver. Further up, I know south of Colfax, I think a bike lane opens up. Ooh, that building's locked up. I expect the Ghostbusters to come pounding out of there. I mean, it's not an old firehouse, but it looks like it could have been an old firehouse. But it was all boarded up, like somebody broke the windows or something. Oh, that's interesting. Vixen Vista Cruiser. I think I saw one of those at a car show earlier this summer. Like somebody actually used it. I don't know if the roof pops up or anything. So I used to actually work about 6 blocks east of here, maybe 7. Yeah, but here's that church right here surrounded by the building. 1999 Broadway. So right here, there's a bus-only lane. I'm not entirely sure if bicycles are allowed to use the bus-only lane. I should probably, one of these days when I'm bored with nothing to do, look up bike rules in Denver. We'll go this way because we still got a few seconds. And then we'll go this way because we can tell. And then we'll go this way so we can get through there. And then we have a sidewalk, but there's a bus lane. So yeah. At the moment, there's no bus behind me. But yeah, there's the going joke in Colorado, or at least Denver, is there's 2 seasons. There's winter and construction. And as you can see right now, there's still construction going on at the end of summer here. I mean, we're in the last third of August. It'll still be summer through September at least, and maybe October if we have an Indian summer. But yeah. Here's the Brown Palace, a historic hotel. Some people will tell you it's haunted. I've never stayed there. But rock stars and dignitaries and stuff will stay there when they come to town, as well as wealthy businessmen and whatnot. I have been to the Ship Tavern here, though. Met a friend there for drinks one time. And then, not this glass building, but the silver one next to it. Or the, I guess that brushed metal one next to it is the one I used to work in. But yeah, the Brown Palace has been here for over 100 years, and I thought I read an article recently that said it's in trouble because not a lot of people are staying there, choosing either newer hotels or trendier hotels, and that they may end up having to sell the property or sell the building or something. I don't know how true that is. I'd be surprised because one would think it'd be on a list of historic landmarks at this point. I had a friend who dated a girl who lived, 8 or 9 blocks to the east of us right now. And I went there to pick her up one time. We were all going out to a concert or something. And he's like, yeah, we got to swing by and grab her. And I was like, cool, let's swing by and grab her. So we went to her building, blah, 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 hung out for a minute. And then I don't know how to get through here. I don't want to go through the construction zone. Oops, that was my tire. So I hit the curb with my rear tire. So that says detour that way. Oh, narrowness. I'm just going to go. And this is that Eastern bus hub here to the left. Civic Center Station, as it were. But yeah, she, I had mentioned how much I actually liked her apartment. It was very frenzy. It was an old building, exposed walls, antique wood floors, things like that. And she said, yeah, she goes, the problem is it's very drafty, especially in the wintertime. And I was like, really? They got these no stopping or standing signs everywhere because, can't let homeless people hang out. She's like, yeah, the windows are really drafty, the building's really drafty, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, why don't you just call like the building owner or the maintenance company or something and have them come in and reseal the window or whatever. I can't remember the exact details. We're talking like almost 20 years ago. And she said, well, we'd love to, but this is considered a historic building. It's on the historic building database. And we can't, the building manager is not allowed to do anything. They're not allowed to do upkeep or maintenance. Because they can't change out the windows from the historic windows to modern windows. They can't change out the plumbing, blah, blah, blah. This is the Denver Downtown Library to the right of us here. I've been there a few times, but not recently. I don't know if all these people are waiting for it to open or if they're just kind of hanging out, because there should be Wi-Fi out here somewhere. Colorado, since COVID anyway, has been very good about having Wi-Fi out in the public spaces. And we're gonna go. And you can see the Denver Art Museum to my right a little bit, but maybe in the peripheral. I thought about turning that way, but there are just a couple people right there I didn't want to block off. And the Colorado History Museum to our left, which is actually a really cool museum. I haven't been there in a few years. I think I went when it opened. But I mean, honest, I don't know if they change out the displays or anything, but Colorado really hasn't changed our history that much, so I don't really see the need to go back all the time. So I'm looking for a sign anywhere that says like bike lane. Again, I thought I read somewhere that bicycles were allowed to use the bus lanes, but that could be like cars are allowed to use the bus lanes if there's no buses. Maybe that's what I read. Not 100% sure. But then, people like her just riding the bike on the sidewalk like me. I actually looked at this place once, right here to the right, to see if I wanted to live here. It's about 5 or 6 years ago. But this is a part of Denver that's a little bit less glitzy, a little bit less glamoury, a little bit more lived in, a little bit more big city-ish, which, you know, I like. It's got character. You see the old signs, you see the history, you see the faded paint. It's not all just window dressing for tourists. So, yeah, but like all these little bars and stuff here, I've never really spent any time down here. There was a dance club we passed a few blocks back that I used to go to when I was a kid, or younger, when I was a kid. When I was younger, but yeah, I never really hung out here and went to these bars and restaurants or anything. This building off here to the right with all the artwork on it, the masonry work, I should say, used to be the headquarters for Gart Sports. Gart Sports used to be a sporting goods company around here. Oh, no traffic. Okay, oops. Sorry. And then it became something else, and now I have no idea what it is. I do remember reading a story a couple years ago that Gart Sports, or whoever Gart Sports sold out to, sold it again. But I don't know what ended up becoming of it. Now this building off to the left over here, fancy high-rise-ish looking building. A friend of mine used to be the plumbing/maintenance manager there. Dude looked like Fabio. I remember when I met him, I was like, "Are you Fabio?" And he's like, he laughed. He goes, "No, but I get that all the time." And I mean, dude deserved it. Aside from being a few inches shorter than Fabio, he looked exactly like the guy. So we're gonna go. Sidewalk closed. So we're gonna jump in the bus lane here. The Fainting Goat over here to the left. Never been there. It's a funny name though. It's a very British name. So I'm assuming it's a British pub or something. This building is either remodeled or new. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to run this one. I'll have to wait for traffic. Cadillac dealership's been here as long as I have known Colorado. That building's been here as long as I've known Colorado. But yeah, there was a big push to build multi-family housing in Denver because people couldn't afford to live in Denver, and there were so many, you know, Colorado pushed really hard and Denver pushed really hard to make Denver, even though Denver's not, so this guy was not in the turn lane and decided to block traffic so he could turn. That's what you heard, the horn was the person that he blocked started banging his horn. But, you know, a lot of jobs were in downtown Denver, but people hated the commute because even I never worked. I mean, I did work in downtown Denver, but my job was based in Inverness Park, and I lived in the tech center. It was exactly, you know, and using air quotes you can't see, but exactly 7 miles from door to door. And it would sometimes take me, you know, 45 minutes, an hour, hour and 20 minutes if there was a wreck or something. To drive to and from work every day. It was annoying. You know, coming up to downtown was even worse. So they made a big push to put in more housing, more multifamily housing, to bring in more people to, you know, work more jobs, etc. So this is the Cherry Creek and Spear Boulevard. We've been on this trail numerous times. Not this. Oh, somebody dumped a puzzle out right there. See, I'm seeing a lot of things I'd like to come back and shoot with my camera, and I don't have my camera with me. It's really annoying me. But yeah, we could hop on that trail right here underneath me and be gone, or be back to where I started in a matter of, you know, 15 or 20 minutes. But I'm trying to do different, a motorcycle there. I'm just trying to, you know, do different things, kind of show you guys different sides of Denver. Denver Health Hospital's right to my right, or right above me, I guess. It's this whole block over here. Excuse me. I remember once a few years ago, and when I say a few years ago, I mean a few years ago, where there was a massive, like a car or a truck hit a couple of motorcycle guys coming down Spear Boulevard right there. And they said the only reason that the motorcycle riders survived was because they got hit right in front of that hospital. So emergency services just came out of the hospital, grabbed them off the street real quick, and took them inside. That's the only reason they survived. Oh, that building's new or remodeled. Looks like a barn dominium. You can see some nice things over here. Yeah, I just love this eclectic mix of architecture and age of buildings and stuff. Menninger's, it's an art supplies store, one of those that carries like all the things that you can't find anywhere else. Excuse me. So yeah, this is a costume shop. I went in there years ago just to kill some time. I think it was right after COVID or at the end of COVID when things were starting to open back up, but you had to wear a mask everywhere. And I was staying downtown here somewhere and went in there, yeah, just to, I mean, they got a lot of cool little things in there. So. So I saw him riding on the other side of the street. I think that's where the bike lane is on the other side. So I think technically I'm on the wrong side. Because it's a one-way street. It could be on either side. But again, I don't know. I don't know these things because I don't live or work or operate down here. Oops. I don't know what that building is, but it's obviously some sort of historic building. Enterprise. I guess when you live downtown and you don't have to own a car, but you want to go on a car trip, you rent a car. I have been to the 7-Eleven though, so there's that. But yeah, there'll be a place up here in a couple of blocks that I just read is closing down. Apparently it opened like 22, 23 years ago, and now it's going to close down, and they're talking about it being a piece of history on the stretch. You know, part of the culture, blah, blah, blah. I just remember I had a, oops. Oh, I was going to go around you, but thank you. But, I don't know if you heard, I mean, obviously you heard me say I was going to go around you, but she turned around. She's like, it's fine. I ride bikes too. But I just remember I had a roommate once who used to work in the bar industry, and he, this is back when we were both like mid to upper 20s, and I told him I had a date over here. It's this building, see the tall one off to the left? That's the Mayan. Right past the Mayan on the other side of the street there is called the Hornet, and that's the one I'm talking about, the Hornet. He goes, I said, I'm gonna go meet a girl down here at the Hornet and have a couple of drinks. And he's like, ooh, the Hornet. And I was like, I'd never been there before that point. And I was like, what do you mean, ooh? And he's like, for girly girls who drop F-bombs. All right. Hey puppy, what's up? A little cafe here. Punch Bowl. I did go to the opening ceremony there. But yeah, I remember my friend, because it's right there to my left right now. I do remember my friend saying, or my roommate saying, yeah, that's where you go for breakups. And I was like, huh? And he goes, yeah, because you're going to get stung. And I was like, okay, dad joke. But yeah, there's a lot of little artsy, unique, bohemian shops and stuff in this area. Sorry. It's okay. She apologized for getting in my way, which, it's like, yeah, I mean, I was in your way too. I get it, There's no blame to go here. We are both here. So this isn't new, but I've never been to this building or any other places in here. But it's like either a refab building or a newer building, like, 10 or 15 years. Since the last time I worked downtown anyway. And I've never lived down here, but I did stay down here for like a month once when I needed a place to stay. Kind of like now. when I needed a place to stay, and I had to come down here and stay in a relatively inexpensive place. You know, I'm gonna go over here just because there are a lot of pedestrians on the sidewalk at the moment. And we're gonna go up here. Oops, I thought he was getting on the street. I was apparently incorrect. We're going around. The Irish Rover, that's been there for a while. Yeah, I actually tried to, we're either in or on the boundary of the Baker neighborhood. I actually applied to live in a place over here. It was an old house that was converted into apartments. And the, hi puppy, what's up? Boba Fett. The owner of the building had converted it to apartments, and the person who was in the converted attic was moving out. Now, it was literally just a little studio. It was a bedroom with a kitchenette and a bathroom. That was it. Nothing else. No other space, no closets, no storage, no nothing. And I was like, But, you know, I liked the fact it met my requirements. I didn't need a lot of space, but it was quiet. You know, there were none of these major roads or anything going through there. I don't know what this is going to happen here. Yeah. So, it was quiet. You know, I would have been on top, so I wouldn't have had to worry about upstairs neighbors walking all over or making a lot of noise or anything. And, you know, it met my qualifications for walkability. You know, it was just a couple blocks west of here, so I could have come out, walked over, accessed all these bars and restaurants. And, you know, I don't think there's a supermarket or anything around here, except down here, or right over here is, I think, a Walmart or something. So, yeah, I was like, you know, it was a little steep on rent. But, you know, with the amount of driving I wasn't going to be doing, because I was going to be walking everywhere, I was okay with it. Fast forward, and I put in the application. I don't even get a call back. Not even a, no thanks, you failed. So, yeah. So you can see the sidewalk's a little wider here. So we're getting into not a newer area, but a more recently developed part of this area. Because I don't remember when this building was built, but I remember when the building to my right was built, the building straight ahead was built, or remodeled anyway, because I think it used to be an old foundry or something. The Natural Grocers here. So yeah, I actually forgot that was there. I've been there, but I forgot it was there. But yeah, so lots of access to walk to places without having to drive all the time. So I was going to be saving money, which is exactly what I'm looking for now, is the ability to drive place or walk places, or at least ride a bicycle without having to drive everywhere all the time. I was told about this Imperial Chinese restaurant so many times. Oh, it's the best Chinese food. It's great. You got to go there. You got to go there. Finally went there, was less than impressed. Now, that was, again, about 10 years ago, and I haven't been back since. There's a Sam's Club right here. And while I prefer Costco, Sam's will do in a pinch. Blue Bonnet, I've eaten here a couple of times. Again, not overly impressed. But that's me. You know, to each their own. I mean, it's like music. Food, you know, music, same thing. Everybody likes what they like. You know. That's cool. Little VW van with a adventure rack on top, and who knows what's on that rack. Is it a tent or what do you call it? A raft, like for whitewater rafting? I don't know. But yeah, you can see a lot less pedestrians down here because there's a lot less things for pedestrians to do. You know, chiropractic, I think that might be a bar or something to the left. Salon, optometrist, all things that are closed on the weekends. And, you know, Sam's Club and whatnot to my right. There are some homes a block to the east. So it's not like there's nobody around here. It's just, you know, there's no businesses around here that are open this time of day. So I'll go around this dude because he's just doing his job. He doesn't need me in his way. Oopsie. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. I was whoopsieing me. Because I've mentioned it before, while this thing does have front and rear shocks, it is not the most, these are not the best shocks. So I try to avoid any major bumps or hurdles as much as I can. So, we are down here to almost this overpass up here. If you can see it, you will, because I think we're going to go under it. I haven't decided. This was my problem, getting down here and wasn't 100% sure how to go from here to the South Platte River Trail without going too much further south, because I don't know of any openings around here. I mean, obviously this is I-25, the overpass, so this is where I wanted to come to. It's also the light rail station off to the right-hand side, and bus station, the major one, the one I always park at if I have a chance, or if I'm coming down here and I'm taking the light rail downtown. I hear an alarm. Oops, sidewalk closed. Let's see if it comes around the other side. But yeah, one of the reasons I like to come to this light rail station and park if I'm going to be downtown, or especially if there's any kind of inclement weather, is because it's under the interstate and there's a lot of either shade in the summertime or protection from the elements if it's raining, hailing, or snowing. So that's why I like to come to this one. I mean, that's one of the reasons I like to come to this one, because especially during the work week, you can't always find parking in the shade. A lot of people that come down here earlier get it. But yeah, you take the light rail from here and it's a 15-minute ride to get downtown. You take the same bus that jumps on Broadway there, the road we just came down, the road that's right there to my left, and you take it downtown to the same place the light rail goes, it's like 2 hours. It's ridiculous. I mean, I get it. They're making stops and stuff. Or more stops. The light rail, I think, makes like 4 stops between here and downtown. But they got stoplights, stop signs, and they stop, you know, like every block. And it's like, you don't have to stop every block. Every third block is fine. Like, people, it's okay for people to walk. And I say this because, you know, I used to live in Germany, and their towns and cities are very set up to be pedestrian, bicycle, public transit friendly. And that's what they did, was they guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but they would drop people off like every, 3 or 4 blocks. So yeah, when you get off the train, you might have to walk a couple blocks in order to get to where you want to go. But that's fine. You know, we need to walk. I think this area right here to the right is where they're going to put in a soccer stadium for a women's soccer league, I think. Not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But all these buildings in front of us, all brand new. And when I say brand new, I mean, I was hoping to go over that bridge, but apparently that's not going to happen. When I say brand new, I mean, yeah, in the last 10 years or so. The area to my right here behind the fence used to be Gates Rubber. Gates Rubber moved their headquarters downtown Denver, and their production actually down in Inverness, where I was down the other day, is actually just a couple blocks from their Inverness office. And they don't do production there anymore so much as they just do like engineering and R&D and stuff. But this used to be the rubber factory. They made belts for like vehicles and stuff, and gaskets or whatever else you make out of rubber. So yeah, South Platte River Trail is this way. This is where I thought I was going to have to go down to Mississippi. We'll jump on the South Platte River Trail and head back north. I'm only at 8 miles for the day so far, so yeah, not too bad. I had to get out today. I didn't get out yesterday. The day before was 100 degrees, so I didn't want to get out. And by the time it got cool enough to even consider going for a ride, it was like 9:30 at night, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. And then yesterday I went to that museum with a friend, and then there's a Veterans Interiors. The business is called Veterans Interiors, like it's a autopsy place for veterans. Sorry, that's where my mind went. I'm like, we're gonna see the insides of veterans, really? Sorry, it's hilarious. I am hilarious, but you can see all this litter and stuff. I like Santa Fe if you're going down to the west side of the southern suburbs, but you can see it still gets pretty busy. It is a major thoroughfare. Not as much traffic as I-25, obviously, but still enough to be annoying during rush hour or do you know how to get to the trail from here? Okay, so then go to the right. I didn't know if access was a block or two up or anything. There's that dude behind me on a scooter. Just kind of hoping he knew what he was doing. And honky honk. Because somebody went too fast or not fast enough or veered to the left or the right or whatever. It's like, you know. I probably should have gone. But these guys are going to turn now, so. I mean, the little hand or whatever did not say go, so. Alright. And there's if you can see straight ahead enough, there is, since we're here, there's an adult toy store right there. Yay. We will not be going. Or at least I'm not going today. You can do whatever you want. On a Kawasaki. Not that Mexican place is any good, but there's no cars there. It doesn't look like the doors are open or the windows are open. The lights are on or anything, so maybe it's not any good. Maybe it's closed. So I think there used to be a place there called like King's Diner or something like that. Diner King, Pancake King, Egg King. Something breakfasty related. I remember reading that they were shutting that down, like the owner was selling it or getting out of the business or whatever. Yeah, I'd go. So, guessing we go across. There's the trail. So now we just got to figure out how to get down there. I don't know how to get down there. Do you know how to get down to the trail from here?
You go left here.
Left? Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks. Sorry, I have the little guy that says crossing is fine. So, but I was looking over my shoulder to see if anybody was going to turn like that one car did, and I didn't need to be run over. I'm allergic to death. All right. Because there was a sign on Broadway that said, you know, access the trail this way, which was great. But there wasn't a sign over here that said, and that was all me. There was not a sign over here that said, you know, access the trail this way. So, yeah, that was me going over into the oncoming traffic. I'll own that. Restaurant equipment, buy, sell, trade. Yeah, I still see a lot of things I'd like to take photos of. Problem is, even if I did bring my camera, I don't know how much I'd stop and use it, because I'd have to put it in a bag, and each time I want to take a picture, I'd have to pull it out of the bag, which would take time. And then, you know, you put it back in the bag, and that takes time. Got to make sure it's not going to jostle around, make sure the bag is not going to come apart, those kind of things. Like the seam of the bag, the zipper or buttons or whatever, depending on what kind of bag you have. So yeah, that was Kentucky Avenue that we just went under. Yeah, and we can take this all the way back to where I started. Well, where I started, not where I started recording. Yeah, that's the whole, I mean, I've mentioned it before, I miss bicycle rides. I miss exploring areas on a bicycle like this. Just kind of seeing stuff. I mean, if you're on the road over here to the left, you know, there's little things down here you wouldn't be seeing. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of garbage and litter and stuff down here too. And you can tell they redid the trail here recently. I'd say within since COVID at least. Because I remember the construction going on. I don't remember knowing what they were doing or caring what they were doing, because I didn't use this area that much. So the detriment to traffic or whatever was none of mine. I've definitely never been over here before. Not even in a car. So yeah. I know there's a park over here somewhere. Oh, apparently I was not going fast enough. I'm only doing 14 miles per hour. Which is fine. I'm not trying to break any land speed records or doing anything fun. Oh, here's a park. Spree headquarters. I don't know what that is. This isn't real. Oh, here's a park, I guess. Yeah, never been over here. I've seen it from the road. That's the only reason I knew there was a park over here. It's Boy Scouts or something. Yeah, playground off here to the right. I think this is technically a play area off to the left there too. Yeah, all the signs said climb me on the tree trunks and the branches and stuff. But yeah. I'm surprised more of these places, because there's a couple buildings right here to my left-hand side that are for sale. I'm surprised more of those places are not being bought and turned into condos and apartment homes and whatnot. That seems to be what they're doing everywhere around here. They're turning everything into living. Look like what may be some less than housed people. That says trail closed, detour this way. Okay, so we go up the street there. Dark Horse Genetics Retail Dispensary. Oh. Alright. What's this? Landscape Architecture Construction Maintenance. Alright, landscape company over here to my left. With their interesting building. I know Denver Animal Shelter's over here in this industrial area somewhere because I've been to it. It's been a long time, like 20 years, but I've been to it. That was nice though. Nice little detour without any traffic or anything. We got over here. This says detour as well. So they can put up these detour signs, but they can't put up a sign that tells you how to get onto the trail. I'm assuming, yeah, see, there's no detour sign saying go left or right here. But across the street, there is a detour sign that says keep going left, so. Oops. So I'm assuming this is what this is what they mean by detour, because that sign right there. So I didn't see where those other riders came from. eBikes USA Service Center. It says open, but you can see there's no cars there. It says there's no business for the e-bikes, or does nobody know they're there? Because marketing is very important for a retail business. You have to market. I mean, I used to sell marketing services to a particular industry, and we get all these guys that are like, I don't need it, I don't need it. You know, everybody knows my name already, and it's like, do they? Oops. Because you know, and we'd always use the excuse of, look at McDonald's. The entire world, you can't go to any country in the world and show those golden arches and have people be confused. Like, everybody in the world knows what McDonald's is. Even if they don't have a McDonald's, they know what it is. And McDonald's still markets. They still have commercials. They still have print ads. I think this is the animal shelter, as you can tell by the giant dog statue. And there's a Mile High Youth Empowerment Denver Animal Shelter, yep. But, oopsies. 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 I wonder if that's a bike tour. All those bikes were the exact same. I wonder if that was a bike tour of Denver. Because at first I thought it was a riding group or something. Like, you know, you've seen me pass before where there's 10, 12 riders all riding together, but they're all dressed differently, they're all on different bikes, they all have different equipment. You know, everybody has the basics, your gloves, your helmet, your riding shorts, none of which I'm wearing right now. But, people out here walking puppies. I wonder if I should come down here and volunteer 1 or 2 days a week while I'm living in this area. Problem is, I'd want to save all the puppies. Like, save them all. Like, take them. And I know I would. Even the mean ones. Because I don't believe in mean dogs. There are bastard people more than there are mean dogs. Now, dogs, when they're mean, it usually means that they're scared, or they're injured, or they were taught by bastard people to be mean. But 99.999999999% of dogs are by nature good-natured. That sign said, fuck Israel, sorry. I was looking up at the sign and I started to go veer into the oncoming traffic just as there happen to be people there. Notice I don't do that too much when there's nobody. But yeah. That's nice though. I can hear the insects, which is always makes you feel like you're in nature, even though the interstate is directly to my right. You can see the brick wall here. That is I-25. But it's nice to hear the bugs. Makes you feel like you're at least in nature a little bit. Did I call it a brick wall? I meant concrete wall. Sorry. Oops, see? Started to veer that way again. And for no other, I mean, all I was doing was like, oh, there's people coming. And I just started veering that way. So this building to my left is Denver Water. I mentioned before, Denver has a program or a thing called Open Doors Denver, or Doors Open Denver, something like that, where businesses, nonprofits and whatnot will open their doors and showcase their architecture and design and stuff. And it's for people who like to, see things, because architecture is in itself an art form. But one year that place was open, and because it's a really interesting looking building from the outside. Looks like, Batman should be coming out of it. Because it's got that, 1990s Batman animated series aesthetic. Which I think is more of a Art Deco. But yeah, you go inside and it's just an office building. That's it. No giant ceilings and crenellations, no masonry work or statues or anything like that in there. It's just an office building. It's about the most boring place you can imagine. Imagine like an insurance agency, or not an agency, but an insurance office building or something. For an insurance company, if I didn't make that clear. But yeah. So it's an interesting building to look at. But I don't really need to go in it again unless there's like secret passages or something. Sorry, I'm looking across the creek to the left. I guess that's technically the river. I'm looking at the river to the left. I was noticing how shallow it is in some places and how deep it is in others. And I know this is a little boring for you guys. There's a lot less to see here. I'm just showcasing, again, the trail system on Denver. Oh, that guy's down there cooking. He had a saucepan, and he was obviously cooking something in it, which means he had a fire of some sort, and I can smell the burning wood. I'd much rather him be over here cooking, even though there's no fireplaces. But yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but on some of these rides, and even on this one so far, you see the occasional little area that looks like it was burnt, like the grass was burnt, like the grass caught on fire. I was fairly certain it was based on, oh, okay, I know exactly where I'm at. I was fairly certain it was based on homeless people cooking like that. And it looks like I might be correct. I mean, one bit of evidence isn't proof. You need, multiple bits of evidence, but at least lead you in the right direction. Like, oh, okay, I might have been right. Not, I was right. See the difference? A lot of people can't see the difference. Sorry, there's a bicyclist behind me, and I wanted to give him full leeway to pass, because, again, a lot of these bicyclists are going way faster than I would. Or I'm going. I can still hear him behind me. There's the fatty bikes. Oops, that was wrong. That's what I wanted to do. So I think next time, maybe I'll come down this way first and record myself going back up Broadway or something, or maybe through one of the neighborhoods over there, just for a change of pace. But I wanted to, showcase a little bit more of downtown Denver and a little bit less of, just being on the trails like this.
Thank you, nice bike.
Thank you. So I don't know if that dude was really a nice guy or if he was like a Mormon. Because the Mormons are like super nice to you all the time, but he's got that Mormon missionary look and aesthetic going on. The tan pants, the white shirt, the Yeah, you know, just being super nice. Yeah, I actually thought he'd pass me earlier. So, yeah, you can see this little factory here. I don't know what this is. I think it's empty. I think it's just an empty shell of a building. This one right here to the right. It's got a fence around it and a bunch of, you know, no trespassing signs and stuff. Because we passed it the other day. I turned around. I started to turn east right there. Realized I wasn't where I wanted to be and came back on the trail here. I am fairly certain homeless people probably crashing in there. I mean, I'd be surprised to find that nobody's been in there. I'd like to go explore it myself. You know, take the camera and just kind of go urban exploring a little bit. But I don't know how to get in there, and I am not the smallest person in the world, so I can't like slip through just any old window or crack in a door or anything. When we get up here to Confluence Park, I'm probably going to stop recording just because you guys have seen that a gazillion times. Well, if you've watched any of these other videos, you've seen it a gazillion times. Oh, that bike was in the river. And you see a lot of people using the Lime and the, you know, the rent-a-bikes and the rent-a-scooters, which is awesome. But then you see the ones that get thrown into the river, and it's like, how do you like sustain a business when people keep destroying your product? That's what I want to know. So Meow Wolf is right to my right. I've used that as a turnaround point before. It's actually a really cool place. If you're ever in Denver and you want to go see something really cool. Now, it can be cool for adults on their own. It can also be cool if you have children, because it is like being in a Dr. Seuss book where you can climb all over and do whatever you want. If you're into selfies, great selfie spot. Like if you like cool backgrounds and interesting poses, really great place for that. Empower Field at Mile High is right here to my left. I've actually been there a lot of times, but I've only seen a couple of games. They have a lot of event rooms, and I've been to some events there. This is back when I was important, and, you know, yeah, people invited me to things. I mean, I could probably still find events there, probably still get invites, but I don't care about those things anymore. Like, you know, being seen and meeting people and stuff like that. I just don't care about those things anymore. I don't know why she gave me the prayer things. We're in two different lanes. I wasn't trying to come over on her. I looked behind me. I thought maybe there was somebody coming up behind me, and she was thanking that person for not trying to go around me and cutting me off. I'm gonna go this way, see what happens. Worst case scenario, I have to turn around and come back. Actually, I think I did this the other day. So yeah, I did not sleep for crap the night before last. So Thursday night into Friday, I went to bed somewhere around 10. I was up at 11. I was up at 12:30. I was up at 1. I was up at 1:45. I was up at 2:30. I was up at 3:30. I don't know if you guys can hear the roller coasters going off across over here. Casillo's Garden's directly to my east. But yeah, there's the Children's Museum to my left, or to the west. Oops. And there's some children's. Just like. You guys okay? Yeah. Okay. yeah, they're just sitting there. I didn't see any adults around. So hopefully they're kosher. I'm hoping, like, there were a couple people in that park right there. I'm hoping one of them was a parent, or maybe the parent was down by the water's edge and just, I just didn't see him. So. Yeah, I'm hoping that a lot. So yeah, I slept like crap. I was up. I ended up waking up at like, from like 3 o'clock in the morning on. It's really annoying. I actually ended up skipping the gym yesterday just because I did not want to have, I felt like crap. And I didn't want to have to like drive over there and work out. But I was awake all day yesterday because I already had plans with a friend, so I went and did the stuff with her. Oops. How's it going? Hey, puppy. Yeah, so last night I went to bed actually pretty early. I think it's like 9 o'clock at the latest. Like somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock I actually crawled into the bed. And I slept relatively good for me, but when you look at my sleep status based on my Smart Enough watch, it's not great, but it's good for me. Like I think I had an hour and 10 minutes of deep sleep, 6 hours of light sleep, that kind of thing. Now they always tell you to get 8 hours of deep, restful sleep. I never get that. So, because I was dragging butt yesterday and I still didn't sleep like superb last night. I am feeling a little slow on my feet, if that means anything. So I'm gonna pass here. It was supposed to rain today. I think starting at like 2 p.m.
Got charity breaks?
What are charity breaks?
Stop the bike and you'll find out.
Charity.
Yeah. Woo! It does have charity breaks. I'm Melissa. What's your name?
Jason?
Jason, nice to meet you. I'm out here with the Nature Conservancy. You know who we are?
Sorta.
Sorta. Okay, that's okay. I'll tell you a little bit about us. So we are the world's leading
I
nonprofit.
should probably tell you I am recording.
That's okay.
Okay.
Hi.
I record my rides.
No, you're okay.
Narrate Denver to the rest of the world.
Oh, well, hello, rest of the world. Nature.org.
There you go. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I'm out here with the Nature Conservancy today.
Okay.
As I was saying, we are the world's leading nonprofit organization by project. So basically, we do the most stuff, save the most turtles and trees, because we're awesome. But
I agree.
yeah, you do.
Yep. I'm just sitting here wondering, I'm like, how bad is it for you guys right now with the world the way it is?
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Because half the world is like, yeah, I'd rather be filled with plastic and not have oxygen or drinkable water, as long as I don't have to pay an extra 2% tax.
Yeah.
And the other half of the world is like, that's not sustainable, right? Your grandchildren are going to die just from being born.
Yeah. Don't you, yes, I understand that maybe you don't want to pay this now, but what about your kids and your grandkids and your great-grandkids?
Yep.
You're going to have a world for them or not? But that's why I'm out here today. Talk to lovely folks like you who know what the issue is and want to help. So out here today I'm talking
You had 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3? Oh, come on.
I don't have a wallet or anything. I got keys.
You got keys?
And nothing.
And nothing?
Yeah, I'm on a bike ride.
You know what? That's understandable. Well, I'm still going to spew to you. Deforestation is a huge impact on our earth right now. We are losing 20 football fields worth of trees every single minute.
And that's globally?
Globally.
So a lot of that's coming from the Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. Probably Indonesia at this point, because I think they want more farmland too.
Yes, and a lot of it is because of the farmlands.
Yeah.
They're building the infrastructure for that and to keep the animals.
I should have said Southeast Asia, not Indonesia. I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay.
And I think they're doing a bunch in Africa too. Like China's doing a bunch down there with clearing away a bunch of stuff to make room for infrastructure and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do you think of the Amazon rainforest is left?
Ooh.
30%?
Okay, that was pretty good. Most people say 50%, so you kind of got there, but it's actually at 20%.
Oh,
And
really?
Yeah, it's really bad. And
Yeah.
scientists say 15%, we can't do anything about it. It's the
There's no
point of
bringing it
return.
back.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
It's really scary.
humans don't need oxygen.
Yeah,
And our-
clearly
Apparently not.
Our furry friends don't need it either. I mean,
Yes.
those cows are making room for it. They don't need to breathe. Like,
Yeah.
you know, those Native American or Native Brazilian tribes down there, they don't need their land.
Yeah.
Clearly
Apparently
not.
none of us need this land, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But,
You know, you have bottled water and processed McDonald's, you know.
oh yeah. That'll do you real good. They have oxygen in a can for you now.
Yeah.
You gonna buy your own?
Yeah,
like
you
a
can
Lorax?
actually buy that in Colorado. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see it everywhere.
We have a great solution to it, though.
What is it?
With the Nature Conservancy.
Oh, following Musk to Mars.
You're right.
Oh,
No.
Sorry, I couldn't say that without laughing.
That's okay. Our great and top secret plan is that we just buy these vulnerable lands.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we buy lands before they can touch them and make them better and protect them, and we buy lands that they've already destroyed.
Oh.
And we restore them. We
So,
plant these trees.
Do you treat the land as like preserves, or are people allowed to use the land as like parks or open space?
So it goes either way. So
Okay.
depending on the area. So some places like the sand dunes. So back in the 70s, you know, the Colorado sand dunes.
Mm-hmm. Been there. Yeah.
Yep, because back in the 70s, so we bought that out from a big oil rig company because they were going to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
And we protected it for about 10 years. So throughout those 10 years, we kind of made it safe, made sure it was everybody's accessible, and then we gave it off to the national parks for it to be totally accessible.
I think
And then
Clinton
there's-
made it a national park, didn't he, or a national monument?
National park, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, and we do have other lands that we have that are under our protection right now that we actually don't let people go onto due to breeding grounds.
Okay.
So,
No, fair enough.
yeah, breeding
Yeah.
grounds. If we have people going out there and hanging out, it's disrupting this breeding grounds, and we're losing these very.
I know your
closely-
Generation Z or Y or
Whatever we
Alpha,
are.
Beta, whatever it is these days. You don't have to keep looking at the camera.
I know. I mean, it's all,
I notice you keep looking down
my
like you're
God.
like there's a camera there. I have to look at it. No, you don't.
talking to you guys too.
Because I read about I read a lot. So I read about there's a group but they're buying large tracts of lands, ranches, farms in like Montana and Wyoming to create a place for wolves. So it's the largest private park system in the world.
That's cool.
That's awesome. I love learning new things from
Yeah,
everybody.
because
That's
because
a lot
too many
about-
ranchers are killing wolves and stuff. Yeah, so they're like,
yeah.
we need to protect the wolves because they keep the caribou and the moose and stuff in check and blah blah blah, and it's better for the environment to do its thing than for us to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. Awesome. I know you said you don't have your wallet on you today,
Yeah.
and that is okay. I'm going to go ahead and have you go to nature.org. There's so much great information that you can get on there on top of what you already know. And you can also help make donations there. We have a membership program. We prefer reoccurring
So I get
donations.
a cool vest.
They do send you stuff in the mail. Actually, you do get cool stuff. I know.
But I will say though, supervisor style, 'cause she's great. She's a supervisor over here.
best.
If you have a
Because you're a
account-
supervisor because you have the swag or the bling.
Yeah,
Okay, is that
totally. She's gonna be here one day, but
Not quite there.
what I will say is we're out here doing a couple things today with people from the help of people that care about the planet. We get a little bit of recurring donation, some contact information. I know you say you don't have your wallet on
Yeah.
you.
I got my keys in my
if
phone.
you do have an app or a
Nope.
bank app,
I'll bank on my phone.
yeah.
Having
I
worked
get
in
it.
IT for too long,
Dude,
I
totally
don't
get
trust it.
Totally get it. Yeah.
So.
Well, you can check out nature.org.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you are like around, we're here until 2.
Maybe come
if
back
you
with
do
your
come
wallet.
back, you can give this one all the cool credit for what she's doing and being an amazing person out here.
Huh?
So instead of going online and helping the robots, we like to say help us, not the robots.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're back.
I will not be back, but
That's all
I will
right.
go to the website and look at
There's
some
a lot
stuff.
of cool stuff on there.
Because like I
you
said,
know what? I just spewed my whole pitch to
to
everybody
the
who's watching.
to the 8 people that watch it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? 8 people is better than just one more. You know? That's my opinion. Well, thank you so much for
Awesome.
stopping
Thank you
today.
for your time.
It was
'Cause, yeah,
a great conversation.
When I came up and the dude in front of me like saw you guys and turned around, I really thought, I was like, oh dang, they're policing the sidewalk. They don't want bicycles to go through there.
No.
Either that or you
No,
were
we
terrifying, but you didn't come off as terrifying. So
Maybe a little. I can be scary.
We're not as scary as people think.
well, I appreciate that.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, so, you guys had to look at my gut there. Sorry. I do not know how long that had turned around. The hilarious part would be when I review this, if it turned around when I first pulled up on them and got off the bike, like stood there and she's doing all the stuff in front of the camera, and you guys didn't get to see any of it, that'd be hilarious. Because she was very energetic. She kept looking at the camera like she had to perform or something, and I'm oh, hey puppy. But yeah, I just started to go and I was like, all right. I glanced down and I saw the camera was facing at my belly. Oh, that was hilarious. I can't even remember what I was talking about before that started, or before they stopped me there. But yes, the environment is important. As much as the business world, manufacturers, and Republicans would like you to believe, we cannot live on this planet without an environment. And it's even worse for our furry little friends here, like dogs and cats and cows and horses. Than it is for us. Because, you know, you and I can go inside. We can go in an office building or a home with filtered air through our air systems or whatever. But deer and bunnies and moose and, orangutans and whatever else, they can't do that. They are stuck out there in the heat that we are creating. They are stuck out there in the terrible air that we are creating. Things like that. Oops. I'm gonna peek through here. Hey puppy. Hey puppy. Oh, this is where I'm at. Okay. I thought I was further up. So I'm gonna wait, do a turnaround here. I'm gonna give this woman a chance to, there's a way around. I was gonna give this woman with the dog a chance to get down here a little further, but I'll just do this. Hey puppy. I didn't want to get in her way, especially since she looked like she was still training a little bit. That is another one of those really thin buildings. I'm going to point at it just so you can see how thin that building is. Right there. Apparently there's an office for lease. Yeah. Now we're going to turn around again because we're going north. Still going north. Alright, so they don't have a stop sign. Oh no, they do have a stop sign, okay. But yeah, going into next week, like today it's only supposed to get into the 80s, but there is like a 35% chance of rain today. Tomorrow and further into next week, there is I missed the turn, I think. So we'll go across this. There's another bridge over there. You know what? Let's go check that one out. Next week is supposed to only top out in the 70s, but each day is a 65 to 90% chance of rain. So Oh, they're playing kickball. 60. Oh, okay. This is where I've been before. 69 to 95% chance of rain every day. So it really depends time of day and what it looks like going through next week on whether or not I'll get out here and get some rides in. Because, I don't mind getting caught in the rain, but as I explained to somebody the other day when we were talking about, the weather changing a little bit, at least for the short term, and getting some rain, because Colorado always needs the rain. You can see how brown everything is, how low the river is, etc. Colorado always needs the moisture. It's one thing you learn when you move out here. But, I don't mind getting wet, I don't mind being in it, but it rains cold here. Even on a 100-degree day, when the rain comes down, it's cold. Oops. I'm actually going to go left. I don't know if they were going slow and staying to the side for me or not. So, while I don't mind getting caught in the rain, it's definitely not something I go out of my way to do here. But, I'm going to go ahead and call this because I don't have anything else to talk about anyway. And you guys have seen this little stretch a gazillion times, so you don't need me to keep going. But thanks for coming on this trip. I will do this again, hopefully tomorrow, maybe a little earlier, and maybe do the exact opposite. Instead of going clockwise, we'll go counterclockwise. And hopefully my belly won't get in the way. All right, thanks for coming along, and we will talk again later. Bye.